Once upon a time, in the heart of the African savanna, there lived a majestic lion named Lumo. His thick golden mane shone like the morning sun, and his roar could be heard from miles away. Animals far and wide admired Lumo, not just because he was the king of the savanna, but because his mighty roar was a symbol of strength and courage. Whenever Lumo roared, it echoed through the hills, letting everyone know that the land was safe. One morning, as the sun peeked over the horizon, Lumo woke up feeling strange. He stretched his legs, shook his mane, and opened his mouth to let out his usual morning roar. But instead of the thunderous roar, all that came out was a faint squeak. Lumo's eyes widened in shock. "What is happening?" he thought. He tried again, but his roar was completely gone. He could only manage a small, hoarse sound. Worried, Lumo decided to visit his best friend, Maji the wise elephant. When Lumo arrived at Maji's favorite watering hole, he explained his problem. "Maji, I've lost my roar. What should I do?" Maji flapped her large ears thoughtfully.
Lumo, losing your roar is no small thing. Perhaps you have been using it too much without resting. Or maybe something deeper is troubling you. You must go on a journey to find it again.
"A journey?" Lumo asked. "Where should I go?" "Start by visiting the wise old owl in the baobab forest," Maji suggested.
She knows many things and may have some answers for you.
Lumo thanked Maji and set off toward the forest. The path was long and the sun beat down on him, but he was determined to find his roar. Along the way, he passed by a group of monkeys swinging in the trees.
"Look, it's Lumo," one of the monkeys chattered. "Lumo, give us one of your famous roars."
Lumo lowered his head in embarrassment. "I can't," he admitted. "I've lost my roar." The monkeys gasped and whispered among themselves. Feeling even more determined, Lumo quickened his pace toward the forest. When he reached the baobab forest, it was already evening. The trees stood tall and ancient, their twisted branches forming a canopy overhead. Lumo found the wise old owl perched on a low branch. "Wise owl," Lumo began, "I have lost my roar. Maji told me you might be able to help." The owl blinked her large golden eyes and said,
Losing your roar is a sign that something is out of balance. To find it again, you must prove your courage and kindness. Travel to the whispering caves and listen to what they tell you.
Lumo nodded. "Thank you, wise owl." The next morning, Lumo set out for the whispering caves. The journey was difficult. He had to cross a raging river, climb steep hills, and brave the scorching heat. Along the way, he met a small gazelle trapped in a thorn bush.
The gazelle cried out, "Help me, please! I'm stuck and can't get free."
Lumo could have walked past. He was tired, and helping might delay his journey. But instead, he used his strong teeth to carefully pull the thorns away.
"Thank you, Lumo," said the gazelle. "You're as kind as they say."
Feeling a little lighter, Lumo continued on his way. When he finally reached the whispering caves, it was nightfall. The entrance to the caves glowed faintly under the moonlight, and a soft, eerie sound came from within. Lumo hesitated, but reminded himself of the owl's words. Summoning his courage, he stepped inside. The caves were dark and cool, and the whispers seemed to come from every direction.
"Lumo, Lumo, why have you come?" the voices asked.
"I have come to find my roar," Lumo said, his voice echoing. The whispers grew louder.
"A roar is not just a sound, it is a part of who you are. Have you forgotten what it means to be king?"
Lumo thought carefully. "Being king is about protecting my home and helping others," he said. "It is about courage and kindness."
"Then prove it," the whispers said.
Suddenly, a loud rumble shook the cave, and a large boulder fell, blocking the entrance. Lumo was trapped. For a moment, Fear crept into Lumo's heart. But then he remembered the gazelle and how he had helped without hesitation. He realized that being courageous didn't mean being fearless. It meant doing what was right, even when it was hard. Lumo took a deep breath and began pushing against the boulder with all his strength. His muscles ached and his paws scraped against the rocky floor, but he didn't give up. Finally, with a mighty heave, the boulder rolled away and light poured into the cave. As soon as Lumo stepped outside, he felt a powerful surge within him. He opened his mouth and let out the loudest, most thunderous roar he had ever made. The savanna shook with its might, and all the animals paused to listen. Lumo had found his roar. When he returned to the watering hole, Maji was waiting for him.
You have found your roar, she said with a smile.
Yes, Lumo replied, and I've learned that being a true king is about more than a roar. It's about using my strength to help others and having the courage to face any challenge. From that day on, Lumo's roar was not just a sound of power, but a reminder to all that courage and kindness were the true marks of a leader. And the savanna lived in peace under his watchful care.